graphs practically straight up and down. That means Andromeda can only exist within a narrow range of pH.
Very narrow range. On either side of the tolerance range, no growth. Nothing, right? It's exterminated.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, July 18th, 2018, and all is well. I promised a video about my investigative efforts into the discovery of underlying evidence about pH factor in our bodies and in our diets, and how crucial that is to our health and well-being. In my last video, I talked about the adequate intake of oxygen and how important that is to maintain our optimal health. And today we'll talk about the acid-alkaline balance in our bodies and what effect that has on maintaining our health. It's no secret that the medical community is aware of how important it is to have adequate, balanced pH in our bodies. And that is measured in our blood and in our urine. And this absolutely helps to prevent disease. I believe for a very long time that we are what we eat. And what can we expect if we ingest toxins and poisons? Or what effect does eating more than the body uses have? Well, you know the answers to those questions. Today we'll talk specifically about the pH factor in our bodies. And what I found, surprisingly, is that eating acidic foods does not always promote an acidic environment in our bodies. It is so much more complex than that. So this video is for the layman who wants the explanation in plain English, or a review for those who already are familiar with what effect acid-alkaline balance has in your body. Well, the normal and healthy pH levels of the body range between 7.365 and 7.45. And what you eat and drink is primarily what affects your pH values. So let's look at what foods promote an optimal alkaline environment in the body. I'll post 3 charts that show alkalinity and acidity in the body. And remember, we're not measuring the acidity of food, but what those foods cause our body to move in the direction of alkalinity or acidity. This first chart separates food into these categories: spices and herbs, preservatives, beverages, sweeteners, vinegar, therapeutic, processed dairy, eggs, meat, game, fish and fowl, grains, nuts, seeds, oils, beans, vegetables, legumes, root vegetables, citrus fruits, and other fruits. I keep a copy of this chart right on my refrigerator. And I wish I could attach a PDF file here so you can print it, but maybe you can take a screenshot and print that. The second chart is just a pretty colored chart with similar information. The third chart took a lot of investigation and research to find. And it was the only chart that rank ordered foods by highest alkalinity to highest acidity based on a term called PRAL, P-R-A-L, and I'll explain that below. Most of the other similar charts listed the foods in alphabetical order rather than in order of acidity and alkalinity. So it was hard to find a specific food that was high in alkalinity, which I was looking for. But this chart actually lets you modify it by either the alkalinity acidity factor or by alphabetical order of the foods named. And I will put a link to that below so you can check it out and process it either way. And now let's talk about whether your diet is acidic or alkaline and why you should even care. As you know, foods that you eat have a powerful impact on your health. Eating foods that are more alkaline can be health promoting, as we'll learn below. So what does acid alkaline mean? Our bodies have what's called a pH balance, which measures the acidity in our blood. And that level can determine our overall state of health and whether or not we are at risk for certain illnesses. Our blood is measured on this pH scale that ranges from 0 to 14. 0 is considered the most acidic, and 14 is highly alkaline. The ideal pH of our blood for optimal health is around 7.35, which is neither too acidic nor too alkaline, but more or less neutral. And the reason that the acid-alkaline balance should matter to you is because it directly impacts our state of health. An acidic environment is considered the perfect setting for illness and for disease to thrive in. Previously, the acid-alkaline diet was thought to be some crazy vegan hippie myth, but now Dr. Otto Warburg, who dedicated his entire life to researching cancer cells, won a Nobel Prize for proving that cancer cells cannot survive in an alkaline environment. As mentioned above, one of the primary factors that influence our blood's pH are the kinds of foods we eat. And all foods can be categorized as acidic, alkaline, or neutral, or somewhere in between. A food's pH isn't necessarily measured by its physical properties, but by the residue that's left in the body once that food has been metabolized. So let me explain. For example, we would probably consider a lemon to be acidic because it has a sour taste and the ability to erode our tooth enamel and other properties of acid. But once it's been metabolized by our body, lemon leaves the blood alkaline. So this explains why apparently acidic foods can turn alkaline in the body. To determine whether a food is alkalizing or acidic to the body, each food is measured on a PRAL scale, P-R-A-L. So, what is PRAL? It isn't the sound that a dying cat makes, but it stands for potential renal acid load of a food. So instead of simply categorizing a food as acidic or alkaline, PRAL actually measures the exact amount of acidity or alkalinity of a food once it's been metabolized. So each food on the PRAL scale scores in a negative, neutral, or positive value. Any food that has a negative value is considered an alkaline food, or in a nutritional and chemistry terms, it's called a base, while any food with a positive value is acidic. For example, broccoli has a score of minus 1.2, which means it's alkalizing, but not as alkalizing as eggplant, which scores at minus 3.4. Lean beef, on the other hand, has a score of plus 7.8, which means that's highly acidic. So, how an alkaline diet works. Here's a little bit of background information on acid alkalinity in the human diet. Plus, I'll tell you about how alkaline diets can be beneficial. Researchers believe that when it comes to the total acid load of the human diet, there have been considerable changes from the hunter-gatherer civilizations in the past to what we have in the present. Following the agricultural revolution and then mass industrialization of our food supply over the past 200 years, the food we eat has significantly less potassium, magnesium, and chloride, along with more sodium compared to diets of the past. Well, normally the kidney maintains our electrolyte levels, those of calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium. When we are exposed to overly acidic substances, these electrolytes are used to combat that acidity. And according to the Journal of Environmental Health, the ratio of potassium to sodium in most people's diets has changed dramatically over time. Potassium used to outnumber sodium by 10 to 1. However, now the ratio has dropped to 1 to 3. People eating a standard American diet now consume 3 times as much sodium as potassium on average. And many children and adults today consume a high sodium diet that's very low in not only magnesium and potassium, but also antioxidants and fiber and essential vitamins. And on top of that, the typical Western diet is high in refined fats, simple sugars, again, sodium and chloride. All of these changes to the human diet have resulted in increased metabolic acidosis. Here we hear the word. In other words, the pH levels of many people's bodies are no longer optimal. In addition, many are suffering from low nutrient intake and problems such as potassium and, again, magnesium deficiency. Well, this accelerates the aging process. It causes gradual loss of organ functions and degenerates tissue and bone mass. A high degree of acidity forces our bodies to rob minerals from the bones, cells, and organs and tissues. Okay, so now let's look specifically at the benefits of eating an alkaline diet. Number 1, it protects bone density and muscle mass. Your intake of minerals plays an important role in the development and maintenance of bone structures. Research shows that the more alkalizing fruits and vegetables someone eats, the better protection that person might have from experiencing decreased bone strength and muscle wasting as they age. An alkaline diet can help balance ratios of minerals that are important for building bones and maintaining lean muscle mass, including calcium, magnesium, and phosphate. Alkaline diets also help improve production of growth hormones and vitamin D absorption, which further protects bones in addition to stopping other chronic diseases. Number 2, alkaline diet lowers the risk for hypertension and stroke. One of the anti-aging effects of an alkaline diet is that it decreases inflammation and causes an increase in growth hormone production. This has been shown to improve cardiovascular health and offer protection against common problems like high cholesterol, hypertension, kidney stones, stroke, and even memory loss. It also lowers chronic pain and inflammation. Studies have found a connection between an alkaline diet and reduced levels of chronic pain, and chronic acidosis has been found to contribute to chronic back pain, headaches, muscle spasms, menstrual symptoms, inflammation, and joint pain. Number 4 for an alkaline diet. It boosts vitamin absorption and prevents magnesium deficiency. An increase in magnesium is required for the function of hundreds of enzyme systems and bodily processes. Many people are deficient in magnesium and as a result experience heart complications, muscle pains, headaches, sleep troubles, and anxiety. Available magnesium is also required to activate vitamin D and prevent vitamin D deficiency, which is important for overall immune and endocrine functioning. And number 5, it helps improve immune function and cancer protection. When cells lack enough minerals to properly dispose of waste or oxygenate the body fully, the whole body suffers. Vitamin absorption is compromised by mineral loss, while toxins and pathogens accumulate in the body and weaken the immune system. Research has shown that cancerous cell death was more likely to occur in an alkaline body. And this is believed to be associated with an alkaline shift in pH due to an alteration in electric charges and the release of basic components of proteins. So alkalinity can help decrease inflammation and the risk of diseases like cancer. Plus, an alkaline diet has been shown to be more beneficial for some chemotherapeutic agents that require a higher pH to work appropriately. And number 6, an alkaline diet can help you maintain a healthy weight. Limiting consumption of acid-forming foods and eating more alkaline-forming foods can protect your body from obesity by decreasing leptin levels and inflammation, which affects your hunger and fat-burning abilities. And since alkaline-forming foods are anti-inflammatory foods, consuming an alkaline diet gives your body a chance to achieve normal leptin levels and feel satisfied from eating the amount of calories that you really need. Well, I think that we've taxed our brain enough for today. And I do hope that the information that I presented today is helpful to you and that it will encourage you to do what the witch doctor message said. And I quote Albert Schweitzer. The witch doctor succeeds for the same reasons that all of us succeed. Each patient carries his own doctor inside of him. They come to us knowing that cure. We are at our best when we give the doctor who resides within each patient a chance to go to work. Well, I thank you for watching, and please share this video with your loved ones and leave a comment so that I know you appreciate the information. God bless you and keep you safe. I am Natasha.